So I'm told that the Tao of Trauma is the first book that integrates Western neurobiology with acupuncture and Asian medicine. It grew out of a sense of passion, a sense of calling to transform the experience of war in young service members, too many of whom came home unable to live with what they had seen and what they'd been asked to do. Then it grew into an appreciation of the impact of trauma on infants and small children, and in particular on their adult morbidity and mortality, and virtually every public health concern that you can name: autoimmune illness, addiction, cardiac, pulmonary, digestive disturbance, sleep disturbance, and of course, anxiety, depression, and suicidality. And then it grew to include the impact of traumatic stress experienced by our parents, our grandparents, and even perhaps our great-grandparents, and its impact on our health and welfare, yours and mine, in today's time. And then it expanded another circle to include a concern for our national political discourse, our ability to make thoughtful decisions that impact community life and impact decisions of the ballot box. So Peter Levine, the developer of the somatic experiencing model of trauma resolution, studied animal predator-prey relationships. And he came to understand that in order to navigate life successfully, both two-legged and four-legged animals needed to be able to recognize something new in their environment, discern safety and threat and ask for help, mobilize a response commensurate with the level of threat they're experiencing, recognize when the threat is over, and digest the gristle that remains behind in such circumstances, and also harvest the lessons inherent in that same stew. And the fascinating thing is that these 5 steps are mirrored in the movement described by Taoist philosophers 3,000 years ago and codified into the law of the 5 elements. These Taoists would agree with Dr. Levine that if we are unable to move successfully and smoothly through these 5 steps, we are more likely to experience symptoms related to our traumatic experience. Symptoms that reside in our body memory and impact our tissues and organs, our emotions and memories, and even our spiritual longings. The Tao of Trauma offers body-based approaches rooted in the interface of Western neurophysiology and acupuncture and Asian medicine, designed to help people cultivate these capacities and transform the disorganization that remains behind in their tissues and is wreaking havoc with their lives. It offers a new map for understanding the impact of traumatic stress on our body and mind, our emotions and spirit, and provides nuanced approaches that acupuncturists, somatic psychotherapists, and physical care providers can use to help restore balance and regulation in survivors of traumatic stress. It underscores the profound impact that simple acts of kindness can play in making the world a better place for children and for their parents. It asks each of us to take on small tasks in a big way that serve to create safety, cultivate relationship, and support actions that ultimately will help to reduce violence in our families, communities, and workplaces. It may strike a chord in you. Let's see.